This giant production, just hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, permits, shut off streets, a bunch of children. You got to pull the trigger.
The original idea of the commercial, it came really from the Beatles' A Hard Day's Night. You know, like, just the idea that people are such a celebrity and so in demand that they're being chased by a bunch of people, especially screaming girls. We took that to the director that we had chosen, a guy named Kevin Kerslake, who's a fairly famous director out of Hollywood for doing music videos and commercials, stuff like that. Like, he actually went in and did a more complete script with better sketches for each scene. Camera angles, everything. You know, even the rail, they had photos like drawn of the rail and Rob on it.
We had a meeting, like, you know, a little creative meeting, as they say in the business.
We actually met at the place where that rail was. And we looked at it and kind of laughed, you know, about how big it was and stuff. And Rob was like, no, I would do that.
You know, keep in mind, once again, full-scale claiming, seen as like the biggest rail I've ever been on is like maybe a 12-stair.
Rob just liked it so much. We said, what can we do here to get these people to give us permits to do this? We tell them, hey, there's going to be no property damage here whatsoever. We're going to completely protect the property. And so the production company in Hollywood actually fabricated an entire rail that was bolted on to the existing rail.
There's just, you know, all these kids, and so I gotta go walk and stand in front of them, you know. I'm just like, you know, what's up? You're chasing me. I know nobody here knows who I am. Like, I'm a pro skater, you know, whatever. The first one is like, it's rolling, stand by. I took one push, and they just all started screaming, you know, like, ah! I just immediately bursted into laughter. Like, I had to just stop. I couldn't even believe it. The grand scale of the absurdity was just so much more than I ever even imagined. Like, it is like just high-pitched girl screams, like nonstop, over and over. On top of that, whatever, like, you know, you got your catering and there's just production and wardrobe and just, it was just like so hardcore. Like, I had just no idea. There's like 15 cops, you know, like streets are blocked off. So that, you know, there's like the really hot like chick, like the older woman chick, right, that I slide up on. I'm like, what's up? You know, like, whatever, just shut me down. I can't even concentrate. I don't even want to do any of this stuff. Like, let me just get to this rail. I got to get through this, you know?
It was just all pressure. Rob had two tricks he had to do, the kickflip at the end and the rail. And it was a lot of pressure because it was the fact that he had 40 people chasing him and about 60 people sitting around this square area just watching. A lot of money sitting on the line for him to go perform, and it wasn't like, I'm a little tired today, I'm gonna go home and rest. It was, boom, you gotta perform now.
So it gets way more serious, and now it's just like, rolling, stand by, action, push, fuck. You know, and like, of course, I'm cursing up a storm. You know, and the guy's like, well, the kids around here, you know, I'm gonna have to have you have to tone down the language. I'm like, can't help you. When I couldn't pull the trigger, I was like, you don't grind this thing. You can't walk away from this, you know, like, there's just, you can't. I would keep hearing it, hey, Rob, we know you can do it. You got it, Rob. We know you can do it. Just girling me, you know, they can't even imagine, like, the mental torment I'm going through. Like, I was just so freaked out, just so shook that I'd even committed to it. Dude, all you gotta do is do it, just do it, just do it. So stand by, rolling. I was just like, oh my God, like, it took all my heart and soul to commit, and like, I almost died. So I gotta climb back up there and start over. When I started rolling and like realized that I had made it, it was just like I almost cried. It was just ridiculous.
The pressure of all that and then actually be able to pull it off second try is pretty amazing.
Everyone there was kind of family oriented, you know, and like was like, this guy's all right guy, you know, he's nice, he's friendly, he's, you know, it takes him a couple tries, maybe he cursed a little bit on the big rail, but it was full-fledged, just curse fest, board throwing, just potty mouth chaos. But that's what happens when the demon's out. You just grinded a 20 stair and you can't land a kickflip. That'll make you snap real quick.
By the way, the last scene where Dyrdek does a kickflip off the trailer, we actually got Anthony to dress up like one of the construction workers. And if you really pay attention at the end of the handrail scene, Colin McKay is in a big white shirt running across the screen. It was fun just to go out and make a commercial based on, you know, the popularity of how I think the skateboarder should be.